Welcome to the world of Zip System building enclosures, where we believe in striving for optimal air, water, and thermal management, no matter the region or climate. Because when you have the right products to do the right job the right way, the first time, you're building to a higher code, the Zip Code.
I'm Jake Bruton with Aarow Building, and today let's talk about why we have this roll of zip tape and stretch tape and 6-inch wide seam tape and why it says number 4 on it. Let's do it now. Okay, we're going to move backwards in time. We're at one of Aarow Building's custom homes in Lewisburg, Kansas. This is a project just south of Kansas City, and it's part of our Kansas City operations. What we have, moving backwards in time, is a cut list for our windows. So all of our windows on a Steve Basic project, and I would recommend other architects do this as well, they all have their individual number. Even if the window is the same size, shape, color, operation, and everything as a window next to it, they each have an individual number. That way we have individual openings for every unit, and we make sure that we get the right window in the right place, and we don't wind up with, well, that one's the same size as the one next to it, but that one's tempered. We should have caught that one said tempered on the label. It's a different number, so we know where it goes. That system allows us to number our rough openings, to do a bunch of tracking, and so what we have is these EAS windows, the European Architectural Supply. We're using Schuco UPVC Living 82 series on this project with a triple glazed unit. I think it's a Climatop. I'll double check that. We'll put something down in the description if it's not correct. But what we've done at the very beginning of the project is very simply, you've seen this from us before, we have an Excel document that does math for us. That Excel document in our framing stage allowed us to generate, this is the sill, these are the jambs, this is the header width, this is the type of header. And then we're able to take that and give that to our carpentry team up here, Lane and Hunter, and say, here's your cut list for the whole house. Before we even had any plates, we had all the windows cut for the whole house so that we can rack things in as we're moving. All the headers were cut. That pre-work can happen while we're snapping things out. And it's all from an Excel doc that checks the math for you and we can print. Now we have the size of the windows in that document because we're calculating the rough opening, the larger unit. We also have the rough opening dimensions, the cuts and all that. In this instance, we've deleted most of that out and we're just maintaining the width and the height of the unit itself. And then we've added in our calculations for all of our window tape. So on this project specifically, we're using a piece of 12-inch zip stretch tape so that we get all the way across the sill in one piece and up the jambs about 6 inches. So we took the unit width and then we added 12 inches. That gives us 6 inches up the side. And now we have a cut length for our tape. And then we took the jambs and we actually reduced the jamb by about a couple inches because we don't want it to go down and smush all the way to the sill. So it comes down the sides and it stops, somewhere after that zip stretch is turned up the sides. So we're able to take what the unit height is minus 2 inches, and now we have our cut for our 6-inch seam tape that has a backer so we can pre-cut it. And then we have the same thing for the head. We're cutting a couple pieces of the stretch that are just like 10 inches to get us through the corners, and then a piece of the 6-inch across the top. We have that head measurement. We do that. We add, in this instance, we're adding 4 on each side, so that we can get past all of our batten strip details and all that kind of stuff. So then we have all those marked out. Now it happens to be that we have one carpenter on site today. He's not generally going to do the 12-inch seam tape or the 12-inch stretch tape by himself. It's a little finicky, it's a windy site. So what are we going to do? We lay out our cut station in here where we already have a miter saw table. He's put a stop block to shove his tape up against, and now he has marks for everything. And he can roll out all 4 pieces of that tape, put a rubber band around them because we're in our job container and we have an actual office and we have some office supplies in there, and write the number on it. And then he's able to stack this in the back and keep working. And in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes since we said this is how we're going to do it, we generated the cut list. He made his marks on his table because we have very standard height windows and only a couple sizes here. He's able to just put some marks to not have to run his tape. And he's already cut a handful of them back there, maybe 6 or 7 windows at this point. Very simple, very easy. all because of Excel applied to our job site. I know this is not the way that I came up as a carpenter. Everything was, well, just do the math, figure it out, cut it in place. But having those cut and ready to go, number one, they can all stay in here until we're ready to install them. And we'll probably end up walking over here one at a time and grabbing the tape because this is a cool environment. We get it out there, it's harder to work with when it's out in the heat. It's the middle of summer. So they come over here and they grab window one, they go ahead and plug it in. Everything's already pre-cut. They don't even have to have a knife to install all of these. Anything to simplify the job. And on a day when Hunter's standing behind the camera, whenever Hunter's here by himself and he's the only carpenter here, this is a perfect, like, he doesn't have to be out in the sun. He doesn't have to wrestle with the tape by himself. He can handle all this. It's all done with math in the computer. It's simple. It's easy. It's, for a lack of a better term, it's idiot-proof. We're not going to make a mistake with this. This cut list now has gotten us our framing. It's getting us through our waterproofing. We use this cut list to generate our SIGA order for how many lineal footage of their tape that we needed, because we can just total height and width, and then we know we have enough, and we can ask the computer to do it. The next phase for this cut list is it'll get reorganized again, and it'll get measurements for our window trims, and we can pre-build our window trims here in the container without having to take measurements on the windows, because we know we want our window trim to overlay these flangeless windows by about 5/8 of an inch. The computer will do the math for us. We can then build and make a cut list in here, put them all together, take them out, and just tack them up. I know it seems like a lot of effort, and a lot of job sites don't have a computer and a printer, but this can happen the night before, the same way I used to do things. Get home from work, what am I doing tomorrow? I need to print something off for the guys. That's what we'll do. Apply this method, this idea, what can we do to save time? Because this document is used on every one of our new construction projects, and it's used in roughly the same ways, and I guarantee this saves us hours on projects. Apply that to any aspect of your business. Try to find another way to do something like this where you can get organized, you can let the computer do the math for you, and you can communicate with all your team members in one shot. I think that this is something that I wish I would have done 15 years ago instead of 5 years ago. So thanks for watching today. Quick and easy, down and dirty tip. Use Excel to do some math for you. Imagine that. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter already, it's 2 emails a week. That's it. And there's stuff that you might miss if you don't get it. It's an easy way to track what's happening, who's putting out what, see everybody's video and go, yeah, I'm going to watch those 4 today, and I might watch a couple more tomorrow if I have time. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to check out the Unbuild It podcast. That's Steve Basic, Peter Yost, and myself. We're twice a week or twice a month, and we're talking building science and how we operate, and I think it's quite informative. So, till next time, thanks for watching. Have a good day.